Hi and welcome to midday.com. And joining us today, we have a team who's all set to take you back in time with their grand period film. So please welcome Vaani Kapoor, Ranbir Kapoor, and
Thank
Karan
you,
Natasha.
Malhotra.
Natasha.
Thank you so much, Natasha.
Hi.
Thank you.
And let's start with the captain of the ship.
Yes.
So we are sure.
He's relieved. He's relieved.
No, he's come forward.
Keep
He's
on,
like,
हाँ
yes.
बोलो फिल्म मैंने बनाई है
Okay. No, but
Someday banaiye, yeah.
No, but you're sure that doing a period drama is not easy at all. You know, recreating the 1800s. So how did that happen? And of course, how did Ranbir and Vaani fit into your story?
I think every film I do kind of is borderline or extremely difficult. I think I enjoy that process. But period drama, it's because it involves world creation. It involves characters that you've not seen before, and you got to kind of create a whole universe from scratch. It's exciting. It's also very difficult, that I will not debate. But we did some basic research on how we'll set the film, where we'll set it, what year we'll set it, and that was just a stepping stone to create a fictitious story beyond that point. So Shamshera is a fictitious story based in the atmosphere of the times that our country was in 1871. But beyond that, the characters, the situations are dramatized to have the best effect for the audiences and for all of us. So that's how it is going on right now.
And Ranbir, it's been 4 years since Sanju, and people have been waiting, and now they get to see two of you. So, what did got you on board?
Primarily the script, the story, the promise of the film, the crazy imagination of Karan Malhotra, how he was seeing this film, the characters, the message, the multi-genre that the film is. You know, it has very rarely an actor gets a film where he gets to do everything. You know, I get to do everything and play two parts.
Yeah.
You know, so that's something that I'm very grateful for and very excited. The audiences have been seeing me in a part like this, in two parts like this actually, in both the parts, and I'm very anxious to know the reaction on this.
I had signed Shamshera before Chandigarh came out and before I even signed for Chandigarh Kare Aashiki. So, yeah, I just realized.
कितना time लगा था तू?
Pandemic में वही लाया था.
Actually, I finished Pandemic with 2 films.
Yes.
And now Shamshera is coming out.
She had the most amount of releases during the pandemic.
That was my most active period. When everybody was procrastinating at home, I was like super active working.
You had bell bottoms?
I've never signed and finished films in my entire filmography. As an actor, the busiest was when the COVID hit India. That was my busiest phase.
And that was actually my next question for the three of you. When the pandemic hit, you know, this is a film that's to be seen on the big screen. So was that a period of you stress because you all were waiting for the release and there was no certainty about when the theaters would open? So
So I definitely was not stressed because I think it gave me enough time to love my film and present it in its full glory. Fortunately, we had finished the principal photography of the film before the lockdown happened in our country. So we got time to nurture it in the post. We got time to nurture the VFX aspect of it and present it in the way that it looks like now in the teaser and trailer. And fortunately, it's being accepted by the audiences in a very warm way. So I think it was all worth it.
And also, we must add that, you know, we have a great producer who really held on to the film. You know, at times when times were looking actually very hard, you know, and films are expensive, I think our producer Adi Chopra was very clear that he wanted Shamshera to be a big theatrical experience, and we're really grateful for that.
and Vaani, of course, you also had a couple of releases. So how was it that pandemic period? Like you said, it was the busiest for you, but was it a bit stressful as well?
Yeah, no, see, we stressful, of course, because we've been hit by a pandemic, and you know, there's a lot. I still remember the first lockdown. I had to be my own house help. I literally had nobody. And
Most
I
of
was
the people
making my
were,
own.
yeah.
Yeah, all of
Yeah.
us actually. Yeah.
So there was a lot, and I live alone. You know, it's not like I have another person who can help me out with the chores. But it had its own. I had my own good days, bad days. But like how I mentioned, I still can't hold myself. One of, you know, like a lot of people have struggled way a lot more than I probably did. But I'm very happy that Shamshera took its, you know, it's coming at a time when people are ready to hit the, you know, to give it a chance in theaters, and yeah, just not be afraid that, you know, we're not on a natural pause anymore. So I'm hoping like this is the right time for the film to be out.
Tell me something, when you were younger, would you like going to the theaters?
I loved going to theaters.
So it was a
I
family affair, or was it just friends?
I think it was so we've been a nuclear family. We've not been a very like a big large family and everything. So it's just, yeah. But my parents, that was our outing every Friday, or you know, every time.
Irrespective of the movie, just every Friday go to the cinema.
Not irrespective. I think majorly we were like a Salman Khan films, Shah Rukh Khan films, the ones that we loved. And then my father actually is also a movie buff, and he used to make me sit and watch, because his favorite actor was Dharmendra sir. He used to make sure we watch him, Amitabh Bachchan. My mom used to make us watch Guide, and like really old Sita or Geeta. I've seen it a gazillion times with my dad. So he has pure, genuine love for, and Akshay Kumar films also. Like my dad's a huge Akshay Kumar fan.
So what did your dad say about Shamshera trailer?
He loved it.
Because you're in it, or?
No. They're very unbiased like that. They're my biggest critics. Like my mom can ridicule me for things that other people would probably acknowledge and, kind of appreciate me for. But
Which film did they ridicule you the most?
my sister also does that actually. No, just should they see, your this dialect, your dialogue delivery could be better, your this could be better, your that could be better, your whatever.
So constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism, sometimes overtly constructive. I don't think it to a point where it doesn't seem constructive. But okay.
Sorry for taking your job, but you can take over now.
But yeah, no, my family we used to love watching. And I think this is what happens, like when growing up, especially when you're not, for us growing up, this was the best medium for entertainment. Go watch films.
And although we don't have him joining us today, but Sanjay, that's of course we have to ask you about how he came on board and how did you visualize him for the character?
I think he lives in a part of my mind. I think that's how it works with him. So when we finished writing the script and Shud Singh's character was like completely fleshed and etched out, he became a very natural choice. The only thing that would stop him from playing the role was him saying no. But fortunately, he didn't do that. And
He said yes to the film without hearing the film also, right?
yeah, I showed him.
He's got so much of trust on him.
What I normally do is like I showed him the sketch because I like making the sketches and all that. So I showed him the sketch and I gave him a brief idea. And he said, "Beta, main kar raha hu." But yeah, he was the natural choice because his presence on screen is unmatched. And if it's a negative role, I just love him in those.
Absolutely, that's true. And both of you, of course, are on social media, have been promoting the film. So do you all plan to get Ranbir as well, convince him
वो
to?
सुनेगा नहीं, मेरी तो नहीं
So
सुनेगा.
I am proxy social media because I tried it for 2 full days. And I think I lost 5 years of my life. So I turned to a very clever assistant of mine and I told him, "Beta, please kar lena." So
You know
that's
what,
how I am on social media.
But you know how Siddharth Anand during war, he came on social media and deleted his account the next day after the release of the film. He's like, "Ho gaya mera."
I think I will do
Stay on.
You'll come back during
Give me
next
company.
that. Yeah. Give me company.
I'm sure you've been asked this question
So
10,000
don't
times
ask them.
already.
Don't ask
You have the answer, just print that answer from that question. I am exhilarated. It's probably the biggest moment in my life, and I'm really grateful for everything that's happening in my life.
And best of luck, guys. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Nat.
Thank you.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.